Hello again. Just read one of the comments that a viewer made in regard to Congress kicks Obama in his teeth. And that's where I talked about them going ahead and doing a veto on Obama's veto, which is the first time that's ever happened in Obama's farce of a presidency. The viewer wrote, "I disagree. Saudi Arabia and our corrupt government were acting in unison. Our government knew what was about to happen, but allowed the Saudi terrorists to come through without stopping them." Got a couple of questions to that viewer to stop and think about. How did Saudi Arabia have access to the Twin Towers to bring in tons of thermite and strategically place them to make it appear as if though a plane hit it? Well, they couldn't have. But who could? Well, Marvin Bush and company. Marvin Bush worked for a organization that he was president of that was hired to protect the Twin Towers, so he had full access. How could that have been orchestrated without having pretty much all of the three-letter departments involved? The FAA, the CIA, the FBI. The FBI went ahead and gathered all the videotapes of buildings and hotels near the Pentagon. Why? Because they didn't want people to learn the truth. There wasn't an airplane. You can't make a 20-foot hole 4 feet off the ground or 2 feet off the ground with a jet, a 757 or a 767. Saudi Arabia, as I had said, didn't have the technology to create that special movie that they showed us of the planes hitting the Twin Towers and slicing through steel girders with its wings and horizontal stabilizer and vertical stabilizer. Yet at the Pentagon, they said the wings disintegrated on impact. Folks, it never happened the way they spun the story. And Saudi Arabia is in a position where they now have to defend themselves. I think a lot of people are getting very nervous, as they should. Yeah, if you sat back and looked at all the pieces of the puzzle the way I have for the last 4 years, you can't come to any other conclusion. Saudi Arabia, if anything, was a patsy. Who could believe that they could find Atta's passport in the rubble of the Twin Towers? Who could believe that the only thing that survived in Shanksville was the identification of the stewardess that supposedly called her husband? There wasn't a fingernail found, but her passport and her identification was found. You'd have to be out of your mind to believe any of it. What the government bet on was the American people couldn't even begin to comprehend that the government could kill 3,000 of their own people. But they did. And I think future generations will learn the truth. 53 years have passed. We still don't know about the JFK assassination. We don't know about the assassination of JFK's brother, Robert. We don't know what really happened to JFK Jr., do we? But again, future generations will learn the truth. And Barack Hussein Obama, he'll go down like Hitler, like Mussolini, like Stalin. You'll see. Well, some of us won't see. But again, future generations will see. You know, I've made mention of this. I watch the military channel, and quite often you'll see a profile of Hitler, Mussolini, and Stalin. They'll have their profiles overlapping. Obama's photograph will be there as well. You think not? Well, you're entitled to your own opinion, no different than this viewer is entitled to his own opinion. It's just that there's no way Saudi Arabia could have done it. None. Zero. Nada. But our government? Absolutely. People couldn't comprehend what was going on with Nazi Germany and what they were doing to people all throughout Europe. It isn't a whole lot different than people can't comprehend what our government's done to American citizens. But, again, future generations will learn the truth. Thanks for listening. I want to thank the viewer for commenting. But I think he's wrong. And you know why I think he's wrong, don't you?